looking at the Tigers, Cole, first place, they lost last night in Houston, which is, to me, is no surprise, especially coming after playing, 3 games or 4 games in 3 days?
Yep.
Yeah, so I kind of figured they were due for a down game, especially having to go playing a game Sunday and then traveling to Houston and having to play the next day. But they did put up 5 runs, They lost 8-5, but I mean they didn't play all that well.
Yeah.
I mean compared to this kind of looks like a different Tigers team. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to proclaim them the World Series. They're going to the World Series and all that other stuff, but
you don't think they can go?
I think if you
because what's the point?
Well, I think they have a shot to get in the playoffs. I think with the way they're playing now, they probably can win the division. But it's a long season. I mean, we're not even to May yet.
Right.
I mean, this first month is a very abnormal Tigers team that we've seen in the past few years.
Yeah, they they can play. They can play with anybody.
Sure.
So, on the
were you surprised that they took
surface,
that doubleheader? I was kind of shocked at that. That they won, because maybe that's kind of like what we've been talking about before. Same old Lions. We thought, same old Tigers are going to at least drop 1, but they kept it pushing.
Yeah, they did. They've been hitting, and they did take the series. But you know what? I've been watching a little bit of baseball.
Okay.
And the Tigers took care of business, but the Orioles stink.
They stink? Okay.
Yeah, they stink. Give the Tigers credit. When Scoobs is out there, he pitched the other day. When he's gonna get your win for sure, most likely than not. But I think they're still striking out too much as a team.
Sure.
And that on the surface, the Tigers look like they can get to the playoffs. But underneath the surface, they're striking out way too much.
I would agree.
All of them as a team.
Yeah, Riley Green's got 38 already on the year. We just talked last week.
Yeah.
I think he only had 34.
Yeah.
And Torkelson's up to 34. His batting average has dropped down a little bit to 45. I think he was 286 earlier, something like that. McKinstry, the big, are you hitting 321?
But those are like we said before, they're gonna go up and down all year.
Sure,
because that's their type of team, as far as average and stuff like that. They just got to keep doing what they're doing as far as putting it together at the same time.
Sure,
and they'll be fine. Pitching's fine, bullpen's fine.
How do you like Javi in center?
He's catching the ball.
Yeah.
He's catching the ball.
And he's batting .299.
But you know what? Javi's been a shortstop all his career, right?
Right.
Most shortstops can play center field. Look
I
at
would
Yount.
say so.
Robin Yount.
Yeah.
But they're usually the athlete.
Right.
So they can do that. May as well keep him out there. I don't know.
Yeah, because I haven't heard anything on Parker Meadows coming back
and Sweeney
or even Vierling. I haven't heard anything on him either.
Meadows going to be late. It's May now. They said late May, maybe June. But yeah, and Sweeney. They need to find. But don't try to fix it. Don't try to change nothing. Keep him out there. He's catching the ball. He's playing a good center field.
Yeah, Dylan Dingler's still holding down the fort. Batting .286.
Yeah.
Colt Keith. I think he raised his batting average up
to
since
2 points.
He's batting 176 on the year so far. But Gleyber Torres batting pretty well there. 269.
Well, that's Torres. He's going to do that. He's going to hit. That ain't great, but he's going to stay there.
Right.
He's going to stay there. 260, 270. I don't know what Keith is doing. Is he have a blindfold on? Going up to the plate? Can he not see?
I'm going to say this. He has 19 strikeouts, but he's got 15 walks. It's almost like
I don't care about that.
Well, he's not
He
getting
can't hit.
Yeah, I think they need to send him down.
They do. They do.
At least for a month or two.
Clear his head a little bit.
Because why not? I mean, unless they feel he's that fragile to where that it might do something to him, his psyche. But I feel like send him down to AAA, let him calm down a little bit, let him play his natural position of second base, and
Let him see
just
some pitches.
give him some swings,
Yeah.
and get his timing down or whatever the case may be.
Whatever he's missing.
I just feel like you might as well do it now. It's early in the season, and then maybe he can get back on track and bring him up, in July.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, he's got he doesn't have the worst batting average on the team.
There's somebody lower than 170?
If I'm not Creedler, Ryan Creedler. And I think they end up sending him down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a team. We've talked about this before.
Pesky.
It's a pesky team, and it's a plug and play team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plug and play.
They need another bat.
Need another bat.
I think they need another bat, especially if you're gonna be in contention in the playoffs. You need something. You need a right-handed power hitter. I think that's what they need.
You do. That's exactly what they need. That's exactly what they need. They need some help.
I'd like to know who could be out there that they could trade.
That's a good question.
For. I mean, because you look at other teams, I mean, everybody's kind of bottled up. Nobody's like really running away with things.
Nope.
So far this year.
I still think the Dodgers will.
You think they'll run away from the Padres? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I got my Dodger gear on today.
Right. They will win the West. Maybe I'm going to say 5, maybe.
Okay.
Because they have the Padres numbers, and the Padres are going to play good ball up until it's time to overtake the Dodgers.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not going to be like 10 or anything like that, but I would say they're going to win the West by about 5.
Well, how about the topsy-turvy West, AL West? Mariners now are a game ahead in first. Houston is a game out. And I think just a week ago, the Angels were on top. They're 3.5 out now.
Houston will win it.
You think Houston takes it?
Yeah.
I kind of have.
It's going to be a tough series with the Tigers, Houston Tigers.
Right.
Be a tough series.
Yeah, I mean, that's Jared. I think I'm getting a little echo.
We do. We got an echo.
Sorry about that. Hello. There we go. Sorry about that. I was hearing myself twice, but
They're just tough.
Yeah, I mean that's just
when it counts.
Yeah, that's the truth. And the Rangers are hovering around. Is it surprising to you that the Athletics are hanging around 500?
No. And then it'll explode. No, it'll implode.
Isn't it weird though that the Athletics seem to kind of hover around, but they always kind of seem to.
They're staying in till the end.
Till the end.
Yeah, they'll stay in till the end. And see that's where the Tigers are going to be. They should try and be like, they can identify with the Astros. Young, stay together, but you got to keep going. They're not as consistent as the Astros obviously have been. But they have that opportunity to be like that because they're all the same. They're all together. It's all of them, homegrown. Sure. So they got to stay consistent though. I don't believe in them right now, but a couple of years down the road, this team, and they still can get in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they hit enough. They just don't hit enough, and they don't have enough power to overtake Cleveland. So, but they're a mirror. They can be the mirror of like the Astros.
Well, I'll tell you.
Consistency.
Right now, I mean, it's kind of hard to judge. We know what they need, another bat. Maybe Parker Meadows comes back and gives them some pop. Veerling coming back might give them some pop too.
Anything at this point.
But when you really look at it, the Tigers are in first place, and right now they hold the best record in the AL at 18-11.
Yep.
Yankees are one game behind that. They're 17-12. They're in the East, and that division
stinks.
It stinks, but
now.
it's kind of bottled up, though.
It stinks now.
Boston's only a game and a half back. Tampa's still hovering around at 2.5.
Baltimore's terrible. Toronto's terrible. Boston is going to be iffy. The Yankees will win that. They'll win that division, and the Yankees aren't great, but they'll win that division. Baltimore. I thought, and everybody thought that they would be a much better ball club, like the scouts and everybody saying, like sports people, the analysts. We thought Baltimore would be giving the Yankees a run for their money. They don't look good at all. They don't. So, Yankees win it again. The question is, can they get to the World Series?
Taking a look into the National League, the Mets are still on top there in the East. They're 20-9, playing some good baseball. Best record in the OMLB. The West is kind of a goofy division. San Francisco's now on top, 19-10. Dodgers they're actually tied with the Dodgers, and the Padres are a game and a half back. But they've been on a 4-game losing streak. Diamondbacks are still in it, 3.5 out. We're not even going to talk about the Rockies at 14.5 out. Their season is done, in my opinion.
It was over week 1.
Yeah. But hey, anything surprising you in Major League Baseball so far? As we are about first month in?
Baltimore, and I didn't see the Tigers being in first place. I knew the Tigers would be competitive, but Baltimore, you knew the Chicago White Sox would be terrible. You knew, like you just said, Colorado. A's always do what they do, hang around, then play you hard, and then. Texas is Texas. Seattle. Start, hang around, and then. No, Baltimore and the Mets. I like the Mets start. I didn't think they would, even with Soto, I didn't think they would jump out to like 20-9. But, yeah, the Mets, Baltimore, and the Tigers being in first. I didn't think they would be in first place. No.
I don't think anybody really thought the Tigers would be where they're at right now.
They stood down on the month of April. Yeah. They held it down. April will be over in 2 days. They're playing good baseball. Good pitching beats hitting.
Yeah. And we're seeing it this year
so
far. And they got great pitching. I mean, Skubal, Flaherty, I still think the Tigers are still going to need to score more runs for Flaherty. Seems like Flaherty always kind of doesn't have much to work with. Run support wise.
Did he pitch last night? They gave him 5 last night?
Yeah, they gave him 5 last night, but they gave up 8. He gave up 4 and Hannafy.
But they struck out 12 times in one game.
Yeah.
You can't do that and win a ball game.
I agree with you.
That means everybody's striking out a little bit.
Well, and we see it in the stats. When you look at it, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's pretty much all I have on the Tigers so far.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, let's take a look at their schedule. They have coming up. They have 2 more in Houston, and then they're off to Los Angeles to play the Angels, and from there they'll end their road trip in Colorado.
Sweet.
So even with the playing Los Angeles,
they lose this series. I think they lose to Houston.
You think so?
Yep.
Olsen's on the hill tonight.
Okay.
Job finishes it up in Houston.
Okay.
And then Mize, Skubal, Flaherty, and Olsen again. I guess this Los Angeles Angels is a 4-game series. Is what it's showing here.
They 3-1 that.
And then Job, Mize, and Skubal in Colorado, and Flaherty.
Job, Mize, they sweep that.
Yeah.
That's
so we could definitely. I could see them having a winning road trip.
Well, they could. The question is, what is Cleveland going to do? Are they going to hold their own?
Right.
Because I still think they're going to win the division. Cleveland.
Right.
But don't let the Tigers keep taking all these series.
Sure.
Because then there's going to be an issue.
That is true.
With Cleveland. So don't because the Tigers got the better pitching.
And we don't see Cleveland until Thursday, May 22nd in Detroit. That's the first time we play Cleveland.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? In
been a long- yeah,
in a rival team,
yeah.
and we don't see them till the end of May.
Yeah, that's weird.
Especially with how many games we play. Which means it looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of games against Cleveland, maybe when it counts.
Maybe that's how they tried to do it.
Yeah.
Like they did the Lions with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.